I didn't notice most of the time that my interactions with them, everything's kind of centrally located. So there's a fire pit, bar trailer, and picnic tables all right in the same area. So they were generally around that area the entire evening that I saw them.
And what did you observe of Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard as the
So
evening
interesting.
progressed?
So interesting.
So Mr. Depp was just super curious and really nice. He was also really interested in my innkeeper because she was a musician, so they would talk about music a lot. At one point, the innkeeper who lived at the next door property went home and grabbed her guitar, and they had sung a song or two around the campfire in the early evening. There was another instance where Mr. Depp, the innkeeper, her name is Jenna, and myself were talking about books and music, and Miss Heard came over and kind of interjected. She seemed a little annoyed that Mr. Depp wasn't spending time with her.
What about Ms. Heard?
That wasn't about her, and immediately she gets annoyed.
I think just generally she...
oh my God.
It's hard. Like I think...
What a narcissist, man.
I don't know. It was just like a gut reaction. Like I can't describe it, but you know.
How long were you with Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard that evening, generally?
So throughout the course of the evening, I was probably mostly with Mr. Depp, but 45 minutes to an hour total. So it was, that's over the whole course until the end of the night after the check-in.
Okay. And did you have an opportunity to observe Mr. Depp interact with other people, guests on the property that evening?
Yes. I saw him hanging out with his security guard at one point, and outside of the time that him and Jenna were singing around the campfire, he was off by himself a lot of the time, and Miss Heard was over at the campfire with her friends and seemed to have a good time.
And if you haven't already, can you generally describe for the jury your observations of Miss Heard that evening?
She seemed to be having a really nice time with her friends around the campfire, and yeah, everyone was in a pretty good mood.
Did there come a time in the evening that you observed Mr. Depp and Miss Heard have a disagreement or an argument?
Yes. I was speaking with Mr. Depp, just one-on-one, talking about Hicksville, and Miss Heard came over and she said that I want to talk to you, and seemed really upset about something. So I went and back in the house because it was really, they went off on their own, and she started yelling at him, and I didn't want to hear it. It honestly was really triggering because I've been in an emotionally abusive relationship before.
Objections. Move to strike.
What's the objection?
You're up. May we approach?
Okay, sure.
Wow. This guy is really nice, and you see, he also behaves like somebody that actually has gone through some emotional abuse. He was trying to say the story like, I was triggered by this because I was in an abusive relationship. This guy is really, to me, this guy comes across very honest. You see him in his eyes, also a little bit worried. He's worried to do some sleep because probably this is the first time he goes there, but probably was moved by the fact. I mean, this guy, you can say like, oh, maybe he got paid.
Mr. Knight, will you
He
please
didn't have
just
to get
explain
involved
for us
at
what
all.
You observed
You know what I
when
mean?
Saw Mr. Depp and Miss Heard having an argument.
Yes. So Miss Heard asked him to go talk off to the side, and she was upset at him, and she was yelling at him, and I personally had been in
Objection.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
If you could just explain to the jury what you observed when you saw Mr. Depp and Miss Heard having an argument.
Okay. He was kind of cowering and seemed almost afraid, and it was really like
Wow.
odd to see because
Wow.
he was older than her, obviously. So, but I just went back in the house because I didn't want
Objection to what he did.
All right, I'll sustain as to